Look, Melee is a pretty hard game. There's a lot of techniques you gotta learn before you can even consider playing against somebody else. And while there's quite a bit of documentation on how exactly you do those techniques, there's not a lot of direct, concise explanations out there as to why you're doing them. So this is the second main Melee series I'm going to do alongside the upcoming overviews and breakdowns. Join me as we talk about Melee under the hood, what makes it tick, and really just a lot of information that you probably didn't even want to know to begin with. This is Melee Mechanics. So, movement. One of the most appealing things about Melee is just how fast and smooth everyone is moving. In my opinion, this is Melee's biggest strength. However, also in my opinion, this is one of the biggest detriments to beginner levels of play. Quite simply, it is imperative you learn movement before you even consider playing against somebody. So let's break it down piece by piece. There's only two things we're looking at today, so this won't be too hard. First up, take a look at this. This is one half of the equation, and in Melee, we call it dash dancing. How it works is rather simple. Melee is a fighting game played with analog sticks, and moving the left stick to the left or right will let you walk in that direction. Slamming the stick to the left or right will let you run in that direction. When you run, you might notice there is a brief moment when your character seems to lunge forward before their run cycle actually begins. Anytime during that lunge, called an initial dash, you can cancel it into a run in the opposite direction by inputting a run in the opposite direction. You can do this as many times as you want to. Some characters have initial dashes that last longer than others, meaning that they have more time to input a run in the opposite direction. So, in other words, some characters have very good dash dances, and other characters have not so good dash dances. Dash dancing is incredibly simple, but using it wisely makes it a very good all-purpose movement tool. You can use it to feint an approach and set up a whiff punish, you can integrate it into your punish game, there's a lot. Before we move on, let's look at an example. In this clip, Mango, the fox, has Armada, the peach, trapped in the corner. Armada is in a position where he needs to get out of the corner and get to a more safe position, so Mango uses well-timed dash dances to stay just outside of Armada's range, keeping him boxed in. Since Peach is a rather slow character and Fox is fast enough to cover just about any option he can go for, the only way Armada can get out is by trying to hit Mango. Armada goes for a risky dash attack in an attempt to close the space between the two and gets whiff punished and killed for it. So, in Melee, you shield with the L and R analog triggers. If you press this while in the air, your character will hover for a brief moment. Holding a direction on the left analog stick and then doing this will cause your character to move in that direction during their little hover. If you jump and do this at a down forward or down back angle incredibly low to the ground, your character will just slide along the ground immediately, and that is what a wave dash is. Wave dashing doesn't seem like a lot on its own, but there's so much about it that makes it useful. Mainly the fact that it starts with a jump. This means that you can mix wave dashing into your dash dances and normal runs to make your movement even more non-committal and trickier. In addition, this means that anything you can jump out of, you can wave dash out of. It sounds pretty cool, but trust me that for some characters, this means everything. You can also perform what's called a wave land, where you angle your air dodge in a similar manner in order to slide along the ground, except this time as you're falling from a full jump. So you jump into the air and then slide on the way down instead of jumping and sliding along the ground at about the same time. This has a bit less utility than a wave dash, since you have to actually commit to a jump in order to use it. However, it can still be used to reposition on platforms in the air or as a bait. Hell, if your character has low enough fall speed, you can wave land after air attacks. Let's look at some more examples, shall we?
Jumps over it. It really makes it tricky to get space as Falco if Martha's representing
there
that
it is.
option.
That's that wave dash out from
so
shield.
Good. Yeah, that's classic Mango.
This clip is a good example of not only using wave dash to close space and punish, but also creative places to use wave dashing in general. Let's break this one down a bit. So let's establish something about shields before we begin. You can jump out of them at any time you are not in block stun or shield stun as it's actually called in Smash. As previously mentioned, since wave dashing starts with a jump, you can use it anywhere you can normally jump. Wave dashing out of your shield is a great way to close distance and punish unsafe approaches. The entire above statement also applies to Falco's down special, the Reflector or the Shine. This move is disgusting and degenerate in so many ways, but I'll spare you the details and instead just say that all of Falco's combos and close to range neutral game revolve around this move. Needless to say, being able to wave dash out of this move makes an already decent combo tool quite nutty. Putting everything together now, in this clip, Mango has a rather decent lead in the game, being up 2 stocks to Zane's 1. Zane is stuck in the corner with Mango using Falco's strong aerials to pressure him and keep him there. Mango tries to catch Zane in place by approaching with a neutral air, and Zane jumps over him, trying to hit him with a down air. Because Zane did a full hop and Mango did a short hop, Mango was able to land and put his shield up just in time to defend from Zane's counterattack. Mango then wave dashes out of his shield, hits Zane with his shine, and then wave dashes out of the shine to confirm into a punish, which ends up winning him the game.
Jumps over it.
He really makes it tricky to get space as Falco if Martha's representing
There
that
it is.
option.
That's that wave dash out
Yeah,
from
So
shield.
good, yeah.
That's classic Mango.
So good, man.
Yeah, Mango also, he gets wave dashes twice the distance of everyone else.
He does. Ooh.
He gets wave dashes long.
This is one of the ways you can use wavelands. Generally, when you full hop, your opponent is either looking to intercept your jump, which can be a little bit tricky and potentially dangerous, or they're going to wait for you to land and punish you upon landing, which is much safer and can be done on reaction. So, Falco wave lands at the last possible second, causing the punish his opponent was looking for to whiff. He then punishes his opponent with a forward smash, and the Sheik, as a result, is now writing his dissertation on why Falco is bullshit and clearly the best character in the game. Well, that's it for episode 1 of Melee Mechanics. If you liked this, go ahead and drop a like and a comment, tell me what you loved about it. If you hated it, sorry? But if it makes you feel better, you can tell me why you hated it over on my Twitter account at Nero Hendrix.